Well, a very happy Saturday afternoon to you baseball fans. If you like baseball, that's fantastic because we are about to play 18 innings of it today. Maybe it is an LEC conference doubleheader between your UMass Boston Beacons and the Keene State College Owls. The Beacons on a one-game losing streak right now after a tough non-conference loss midweek against Tufts, but they are hitting the ball very well right now as a team, one of the best offenses in D3 baseball, let alone the LEC. And they're up against a rather reeling Keene State College Owls team this afternoon. They have won 5 of their last 9 games, but still 6-16 on the season. We have a look at the all-time series right here. Very close. Keene State with a 3-game lead over the Beacons. They have won 29 of the 55 games in this matchup. But the Beacons riding a hot streak right now. They have won 13 straight, 15 of the last 16, and Keene State trying to break a rather infamous streak they're in the middle of right now. They have never won a game at Monin Park, so us Beacon fans, we are hoping that that streak continues. The last time Keene State beat the Beacons 8 years ago, almost exactly to the day, that was on April 18th. 2014. If the Beacons want to win today, they're going to have to continue to ride the hot bat of Gianni Zerilli. He's second on the team defensively with 47 putouts, but second on the team offensively with 4 home runs. Got a lot of pop in that bat. The junior out of Connecticut normally bats towards the bottom of the lineup, and he is going to be moved up to the 5-hole today, will Gianni Zerilli. Let's take a look at the batting order for Keene State College. That's penciled in. Wyatt Daft will do the leadoff hitting. He leads Keene State with the best average on the team, hitting .358. Nathaniel Hudson, very consistent 2-hole hitter, will be starting in left field. Brendan Eaton, Joe Barter, both big power threats at the 3rd and 4th spots of the lineup. Michael Montembeau, the starting catcher. Josh Bean, another power threat in the 6-hole at first base. Junior Santos at short. Mike Collin, the second baseman. And Malik Pearson at the designated hitter spot. We'll take a quick break as they are playing the anthem here at Monin Park. Game 1 of a 2-game doubleheader coming up right after this on the Beacons Broadcast Network. And yes, we are back here at Monin Park, ready for the first of 9. And we'll do that twice today here at Monin Park. This is an LEC conference game. UMB 5-0 in LEC conference play. Keene State, they have also played 5 conference games. They have gone 2-3. And because this is a conference game, I just mentioned that on the wishful thinking that this game might get run-ruled if either team takes a 10-run lead after the 7-inning mark. So we'll stay tuned for that. Quick look at the defense around the diamonds for the Beacons. The outfields goes Levitt, Brookwell, Ethan Herrera, arguably 3 of the hottest hitters on the Beacons right now, but none hotter than the man manning the hot corner, Drew Metzdorf. 3 home runs in his last 3 games, now batting .357, leads the team with 7 dingers and 29 RBIs. We mentioned Zerilli at shortstop. Aiden Blake, another big bat in the Beacons lineup, the man at second, R.J. Menert at first, and Craig Corliss in the 7-hole today, catching our starting pitcher, Alex Amalfi. Amalfi, the leading innings getter so far for the Beacons, just 2/3 of an inning ahead of Dylan Ryan. You're probably going to see both of them today. Amalfi, the workhorse. This is his 8th appearance, his 7th start. His 1 appearance in relief came in the Beacons' last contest. He was able to get out of a 9th-inning jam in that non-conference game against Tufts before ultimately being saddled with the loss in the 10th inning, just his 2nd loss on the season. As you can see, a 5-2 record. He's gotten a decision in every appearance he's made, and a Very solid 2.76 earned run average. Best part of Alex Amalfi's game, it is his velocity. He attacks hitters to the tune of 51 strikeouts on the season, 8 more than the next closest Beacon. Now, this Keene State College lineup, it does have some pop, but they're going to have their work cut out for them against Alex Amalfi. Their two big power threats, Brendan Eaton and Joe Barter, as it goes, are both big strikeout threats in the box, too. They have both struck out 18 times on the season. Eaton and Barter, the 3- and 4-hole hitters here. Two big hitters to look out for on the Keene State College team. A couple more warm-up pitches coming in for Alex Amalfi. Once again, he is a junior, stands 6'1", just under the 200-pound mark, but still a pretty big, imposing figure out there on the starting mound. He's settling in for his 8th start of the season and strolling into the batter's box, the left-handed hitter for Keene State, number 28, Wyatt Daft. So Wyatt Daft in the batter's box, he's a true freshman out of Jamestown, Rhode Island. Played his high school ball at North Kingstown, and in his true freshman season, making quite the early impact, hitting .358 on the season. Alex Amalfi is going to get him started with a breaking pitch. Takes a little bit off. Daft offers anyway, swings through the breaking pitch, and behind 0-1 in the count early going. A very quick working Amalfi. Corliss setting up on the outer part of the plate. Amalfi runs it back inside on his hands. That's a fastball right past him, and quickly Wyatt Daft finds himself behind 0-2. Amalfi right back. Sign. He winds. He fires. Trying to paint the outside black there and just misses. Was going outside all the way with that pitch to Wyatt Daft. Couldn't find the strike zone, and so we will do it again. One problem Alex Amalfi has had on the season is he tends to run up high pitch count totals. Not a lot of batters put the ball in play on him, and he went. Just like that, we mentioned not a lot of batters put the ball in play on him because he works a lot of strikeouts, and it's very nice to see a 4-pitch strikeout to get this ball game started. Amalfi strikes out Daft on 4 pitches. Nathaniel Hudson, another high average hitter, making his way to the plate for the Owls, hitting .339 on the season. He takes a pitch that just paints the outside corner, and so Alex Amalfi, 4 strikes thrown in the 5 pitches he's thrown in the early going of this contest. Very strong wind here today at Monin Park, and it is blowing the balls out to dead center field, so there's a lot of room in the gaps here at Monin Park. See a ball put in play, it's going to get blown deep into the gap. There could be a lot of extra base hits this afternoon. Amalfi quickly ahead of Hudson, 0-2. He gets the sign, fires the 0-2 pitch. Hudson connects. Hits this one down the left field line. It's looping, and it'll stay fair, getting tracked down by Luke Levitt, but not before Hudson makes the big turn at first. The cutoff throw is there. The relay just a smidge too late as Hudson slides in head first ahead of the tag. And Nathaniel Hudson, his 8th double on the season, a little bit out in front of that Alex Amalfi off-speed pitch. He was ahead of the count, 0-2. Just hung that one up there. Hudson got it off the end of the bat a little bit, keeps it fair, and is on base with a double top of the first. The 3-hole hitter, Brendan Eaton, big number 25, next up for the Owls. Remember, runner on second here. We're in the very early going, top of the first. Amalfi gets a sign from Craig Corliss, who looks over to the Owls' dugout. Now Amalfi checks the runner. That's Nathaniel Hudson at second. Breaking ball chopped towards Aiden Blake at second. Right at the nick of time, R.J. Menard gets back to the bag there. He went over to cover the chopper into the hole and gets back just in time for the second putout of this first inning. So Joe Barter coming up next, number 13. We mentioned Barter and Eaton, the two big power threats in this Owls lineup, hitting .260 on the season, but 3 home runs to go along with 3 doubles and a .425 slugging percentage. Barter is a senior. Pitches out of the dugout for the Owls when he's not in the middle of their lineup. First pitch is Amalfi. A little bit of a challenge here with Hudson already on third as he got moved over to third after the Eaton ground out. But Amalfi doing what he needs to do, starting Barter with a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Challenges him there, and foul tip back, but right into the glove of Craig Corliss. So a quick start for Alex Amalfi. He's just 1 strike away from getting himself out of this first inning. Does have a runner on third to deal with here, so you can't get too feisty with an off-speed pitch to get him to try and chase. You're going to need Corliss to not let him get past him. So instead they go with the fastball. Corliss liked it. It looks like it missed just a bit up and away. But Amalfi seems to be in control in the early going here at Monin Park. Corliss now standing out of his crouch, looks back towards Coach Eigenbrot, gets the call. Checks his left wristband, and he squats down in his set. Amalfi comes set, 1-2 pitch. Inside, busts him, second fastball strikeout of the inning, and he challenged all 4 hitters here for the Owls in the top of the first. So 4 batters faced, no runs, 1 hit allowed, and 2 strikeouts for Alex Amalfi. We'll take a quick break, and the Beacons will get their turn at the plate after this. 0-0. Bottom first coming up on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. All right, welcome back to Monin Park here, getting ready for the bottom of the first in this LEC conference doubleheader. Beacons got out of some early trouble there. Nathaniel Hudson hit a bloop double down the left field line and advanced to third on the Brendan Eaton groundout before Alex Amalfi struck out his second batter of the contest. The score remains 0-0. We're getting our look at Keene State College's workhorse, Brendan Muse. He will be getting the start in game number 1 for the Owls. A .568 earned run average on the season for Brendan. He is making his team-high 11th appearance and his 6th start of the season. Despite the 6 starts, 10 different appearances, he hasn't been able to get through too many innings, just 25 1/3 across those 10 appearances. Doesn't pitch to too much contact. He's only allowed 26 hits. He has struck out 29, and he's walked 14 in his 25 innings. Hitters are hitting at fairly average 250 against him. So the Beacons will have an opportunity to put the ball into play against Brendan Muse. Need to be patient against him. Brendan stands 6 feet tall, fairly imposing right-handed presence on the mound. He's out of New Jersey, Sparta, New Jersey, to be exact. And once again, 2 up, 2 down for Brendan on the season. He's trying to get on the positive side of the win-loss ratio. A little bit of a slow start for Keene State College on the season, as we mentioned. They actually lost 12 of their first 13 games on the season in a bit of a hot streak, if you will, because they have won 5 of their last 9, and Muse has recorded wins in those 2 wins in those last 5 decisions. So Brendan Muse, the 6-foot right-handed junior pitcher out of Sparta, New Jersey, he's starting today. As we mentioned, quick run through the Beacons order. Steve Brookwell, second best average on the team, hitting .413. He's going to be the leadoff hitter at second base. Drew Metzdorf with a hot power bat behind him. And Aiden Blake, the 3 Beacons, due up here in the bottom of the first inning. So here it is, Steve Brookwell, the Villanova transfer, wearing number 21 for the Beacons. He's 6'1", 190 out of Hightstown, New Jersey. And he strolls into the right-handed batter's box where he crowds the plate rather substantially towards the back half of the batter's box. Muse comes set. And we're about to get this bottom of the first inning underway. Michael Montembeau, the catcher, has his sign. Crouches down onto one knee in the first pitch, looping breaking ball, which does catch the outside corner, and so Muse gets his afternoon started with a strike. Brookwell behind 0-1. Steve, 31 hits already on the season. That is the most of any Beacon. He's out hitting Drew Metzdorf by 1 hit so far on the year. Behind 0-1, pitch from Muse. Same pitch. He tries to paint that outside black again. This time he just misses by just a whisker. And the count even again at 1-1. Steve Brookwell, an on-base percentage of .560. You heard that right. So if every 100 at bats, Steve Brookwell is going to reach at least first base safety 56 times. A very patient hitter there is that one. Once again, very tempting pitch off the outside black. Brookwell keeps the bat on his shoulder, takes for ball 2, and he's now in front of Muse in the count, 2-1. Muse stays set. He holds that position ready. Once again, we have 2 pitchers working very quickly on the mound. Muse gets his sign, stretches, and delivers the 2-1 pitch. That's a breaking ball, kind of in on the hands. 1 step back for the shortstop, Junior Santos. He comes set, and he bounces that one. It's wide of the first baseman, Josh Beon. Brookwell's going to turn the corner, so that'll be safe on the infield single for Brookwell, I believe, and then he'll advance to second on the throwing error. We'll get word on that, but nice hustle out of the box for Steve Brookwell. Oh, there we go. All right, so no, Brookwell's going to advance on the throwing error from Beasley at short, and then he'll get himself to second. So good start for the Beacons as they will have the leadoff runner on second. For the hottest hitter in maybe D3 baseball, definitely the hottest hitter in recent play in the LEC, Drew Metzdorf, third baseman. He's up with the runner on second. So now Muse with a speedy Brookwell to worry about behind him after the Santos error puts him on base. Looping breaking ball, and it comes right over the heart of the plate. Metzdorf keeps the bat on his shoulder. He's behind in the count 0-1. Second hitter that Muse has gotten in front of in the count today, and he comes and attacks Metzdorf with that 0-1 pitch. Metzdorf fouls it straight back all the way over our heads and bounding off probably in the tennis courts behind us. So Metzdorf, hot hitter, but behind in this count 0-2. Drew 357 on the season, slugging an otherworldly 738 on the year. 7 doubles, 2 triples, and then 7 dingers on the year. 0-2 here, going to have to take a defensive approach as they go for the pickoff, and that one gets behind. The dive from the second baseman, Mike Collins, it's going to go all the way into center field, and Brookwell easily cruises over to third. 2 errors already for Keene State College in the field as that error on the pickoff attempt by pitcher Brendan Muse has Brookwell sitting pretty, no outs, still. And Metzdorf with a chance to, a lot of different ways to get this run in from third in the early going here. Well, Muse has a sign. He winds and fires the 0-2 pitch. Beautiful breaking ball. It misses just high, but nothing Metzdorf could have done with that one. So 1 pitch back in his favor in the count here. Drew, one of the Division I transfers in this Beacon starting lineup. Played his ball at UMass Amherst before making his way out here to the Peninsula. He pops that one up. Santos, a little bit of redemption there as he, on the run back, reaches up and is able to put the squeeze on it for out number 1 in the bottom of the first inning. Nice job from Muse there. He was showing a lot of breaking balls, and that wasn't a straight fastball. Out in front of it was Metzdorf. You have a hot pitcher, or a hot hitter, pardon me, swinging a hot bat. He's going to take some very aggressive cuts there, and he was able to get Drew to hit that one off the end of the bat a bit and pop it out to short. So Aiden Blake, another hot hitter for the Beacons, coming into this contest just below the 400 mark, hitting .392. 1 out in the inning. Runner at third is Steve Brookwell. Big breaking ball from Muse. He's got a lot of horizontal run on these breaking balls. That one came back inside and missed inside, so Brook out in front of Muse, 1-0. Once again, the super speedy Steve Brookwell on third. That one does catch the outer black from Brandon Muse and showing some nice life, on these breaking pitches in the early going. Evens the count back up at 1-1. Aiden Blake, a 2-home run performance in last weekend's doubleheader game 1 against Suffolk University, the star offensively. That was a doubleheader that saw a 2-home run performance from Aiden Blake and 2 home runs out of Gianni Zerilli Jr. Blake back in front of Muse, 2-1. Steve Brookwell got a 4-step lead off third. Pitch comes in from Muse. He misses low and away, and so now Blake's sitting pretty with a 3-1 count. No real secondary lead, obviously. Nothing funny out of Steve Brookwell. He's fast enough as it is. Behind Blake, Luke Levitt, who's come on recently, really the past month. His hot hitting moved him into the cleanup spot. Zerilli and Carrera after him. That one misses inside, and so now runners on the corners as Muse walks Blake on 5 pitches. And it does bring up the aforementioned lefty, Luke Levitt. 2 weeks ago, he was on the D3Baseball.com Team of the Week. Massachusetts product from Manchester by the Sea in his sophomore season here for the Beaks. Hitting .439, leading all Beacons in average, playing in his 20th game of the season, making his 12th start. Muse now gets Levitt way out in front of that one, and Not sure if he foul tipped that or if that one just kind of bounced off the glove of Montembeau, but either way, first pitch strike for Muse. And 4 hitters to the plate for the Beacons here in the bottom of the first. Muse has started each one of them off with a first pitch strike. It's Brookwell on third, Blake on first. We're in the bottom of the first here at Monin Park. 0-1 pitch to Levitt. He was right on it, fouled it straight back, but it's quickly an 0-2 count for Luke Levitt. Luke, just 2 extra base hits on the season. 18 of his 20 hits, or pardon me, 16 of his 18 hits, just singles, but he's still been moving. Yeah, he's still been moving through the lineup for the Beacons. 13 RBIs, though, so he is very clutch timing on those singles. Bit of a slap hitter from the plate here, and he puts the ball in play, turns that one over, and that will get the run in. So good job for Luke Levitt there, as it was just hit soft enough that by the time Josh Beon got to it, couldn't make that throw in. Brookwell scores, and it's going to be an RBI ground out for Luke Levitt. And with that, Luke, just 18 hits on the season, but 14 RBIs now, and the Beacons take that early 1-0 lead. Gianni Zerilli Jr., who had been doing most of his damage out of the 7, 8, and 9 holes in the Beacons lineup, now moved up to the 5 spot here. 2 outs and a runner on second with the Beacons leading 1-0. Muse gets him started with a big breaking ball, and that's the first pitch ball we've seen here in the bottom of the first. So Zerilli in front of Muse 1-0 in the count. Aiden Blake at second, fairly speedy runner for the Beaks. Stolen 3 bases in 5 attempts so far. Zerilli was ahead of Muse in the count, so he takes a huge cut at that 1-0 pitch. Comes up empty, back even, 1-1. As we mentioned, the Beacons had been playing very hot baseball. Winners of 3 of their last 4 before that loss to Tufts earlier this week. Little 1-game losing streak for the Beacons, who are still 16-6 on the season. Technically second right now in the LEC with their 5-0 record. They're a half game ahead of Rhode Island College. Eastern Connecticut State 20-2 on the season, 7-0 in LEC. Is a little bow tie worn by Zerilli right there. Muse chases him off the plate. That's the 3rd ball of this at bat. So now Zerilli in a hitter's friendly count. 2 outs in the inning, but he's got a 3-1 count and a runner on second. RBI opportunity for the shortstop, Gianni Zerilli, coming up. Blake, sizable lead off second base here as that pitch outside corner gets painted by Brandon Muse, and it brings the count back to full. Zerilli thought he was on with a walk. Instead, we'll do it again with a full count. Gianni, good eye in terms of average. He's hitting 286 on the season, but he has drawn just 7 walks on the year. Half as many hit by pitches as walks. He's gotten beaned 4 times. He's drawn a base on balls 7. 3-2 pitch. Zerilli puts it into play, and it's into the hole past the shortstop, Malik Beasley. Was Santos, pardon me, was the shortstop who misses that one. Zerilli's going to get a little greedy there, and he gets thrown out trying to stretch the single into the double. The run does count, so an RBI single for Gianni Zerilli. It will extend the lead to 2-0 for the Beaks. He gets thrown out on the extra effort trying to turn the corner. So how about that? Just 2 runs on just 1 hit for the Beacons in the bottom of the first. And we'll go to the top of the second with the Beacons up 2-0 here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. We are back here at Monin Park getting ready for the top of the second inning. Beacon's got 2 runs across, both of them unearned. And just one hit was all it took to get those 2 runs across. It was an RBI ground out from Luke Levitt, an RBI single for Gianni Zerilli, which was technically the first base hit of the inning, and he was thrown out trying to stretch that single into 2. So Beacon's got 1 hit, got 2 runs out of it, and we'll flip it over to the top of the second inning here. Catcher Michael Montembeault into the right-handed batter's box, and he takes strike 1 for Alex Amalfi, who is off to a very hot start here at Monin Park. It took him just 12 pitches to get out of inning number 1. He's ahead of Montembeault here. 0-1 pitch. Going to change his eye level there. He came a little inside with the first pitch of the at-bat, paints the outside corner, and quickly ahead 0-2 over the catcher Michael Montembeault. 255 hitter making his 16th start of the season. That's not what you want to do if you're Alex Amalfi, getting in front of Montembeault 0-2 and then drilling him on that 0-2 pitch. He got him looking outside, and then what you want to do, you do want to bust the hitter back inside after you have him looking away, but he came too far inside, and so that was the 15th pitch of the game, and second base runner allowed for Alex Amalfi as Montembeault reaches on a hit by pitch. 6-hole hitter Josh Bion next up. He wears number 45 for the Owls. Playing first base this afternoon, big left-handed hitter. Amalfi just peppering the strike zone this afternoon. Another first pitch strike, Bion behind in the count early, 0-1. Josh in his junior season out of Pittsford, Vermont. Also a pitcher out of the bullpen for the Owls. He's not playing first base. Played in all but 2 games so far this season for the Owls, making his 21st appearance and 21st start. 258 hitter on the season. 394 slugging percentage. He has drawn 11 walks on the year. That's on-base percentage of 372. Amalfi missed with that second pitch, so we're back even at 1-1. Average size lead out of Montembeault at first. That pitch misses outside, so we're back to 2-1 on the count. As we mentioned, Amalfi, solid numbers so far in the season, and really the unquestioned ace of the Beacon staff. The one problem he has is no complete games yet on the season. Runs up a fairly high pitch count even when he's not allowing that many runners on base, and as you can see here as he misses, now behind 3-1, things like that hit batter ahead 0-2. You see things every now and then like that out of Alex Amalfi, and nothing really to complain about. This is still a dominant 5-2 pitcher on the season. But this is a big pitch right here, 3-1. Fouled straight back, would have been coming right at us in the press box from Bion. And that brings the count back full to 3-2. As we mentioned, 11 walks drawn on the season from Bion. Amalfi has issued just 16 walks in now 30-plus innings of work on the year. Michael Montembeault, the runner at first. Count is full. 3-2 pitch on the way to the left-handed hitter Josh Bion. Did he offer? They asked the umpire standing behind the pitcher at second. He says no, and so that is the first walk issued of the day by Alex Amalfi. A walk on 7 pitches to Josh Bion, and just like the first inning, Amalfi in a little bit of trouble here. He's got runners on first and second with no one out. Here's Junior Santos. It was his error on the first at-bat of the game for the Beacons on Steve Brookwell that allowed the first of 2 unearned runs to score in the bottom of the first inning. Trying to redeem himself from the plate here. Santos, just a 186 hitter on the season. He shows bunt, pulls it back in time, and that pitch misses. So 1-0. Santos starts early in front in the count. Santos, a junior out of East Hartford, Connecticut. Went to East Hartford High School. Making his 19th appearance of the season, and he's started in 16 of the 19 games he's played in. This is at-bat number 60 on the season for Santos. Ahead of Amalfi, 1-0 in the count. Once again, squares to bunt. This time he didn't pull the bat back in time. Or might have been a called strike, either way. Back even in the count, 1-1. Montembeault had a fairly sizable lead when he was on first. Not quite as big of a lead on second. And they might be able to get him here. Amalfi feeds that bunt. He got Montembeault by 3 steps. Great job fielding your position by Alex Amalfi as Santos lays the bunt down but hits it dead straight ahead to Alex Amalfi with a little too much pace on it. That was an easy play to get the lead runner out at third, and a big break here for Alex Amalfi as there's still runners on first and second, but now one out here in the top of the second. Mike Collins next up here for the Owls. He started in all 16 games he has played in for Keene State College. He's hitting .220 on the season, 11 hits in 50 at-bats. Bion at second, Santos at first, and the first pitch misses outside for Alex Amalfi. 12 pitches thrown in inning number 1. Amalfi's already thrown 13 here in inning number 2. He hit Michael Montembeau to lead off the inning, then walked Josh Bion. Montembeau was thrown out at third on a fielder's choice bunt by Junior Santos. That's where we are now. Santos, the runner, at first. Bion, the runner, at second. Collins, right-handed hitter. He's a Massachusetts native. Auburn, Mass resident. Takes that one inside corner for strike one of the at-bat. So Amalfi taking advantage of what seems to be a pretty large strike zone here in the early going of Game 1 at Monin Park. Just paints the inside black with that one and evens the count back up at 1-1. Been seeing more breaking balls than normal out of Amalfi this afternoon. Count is even. Let's see what he goes with here. Another one. That one cuts back over the middle of the plate, but it misses low. Good eye out of Collins. He's back in front in the count. 2-1. .278 on base percentage for Collins. He's only drawn 3 walks in his 50 at-bats on the year. Double play in order a couple of different ways here as Collins takes a huge hack at that 2-1 pitch. It's kind of running away from him out over the plate. And he fouls it back over the net. So Amalfi back even here. Struck out 2 hitters in the bottom of the first inning, did Alex Amalfi, bringing his team high total in strikeouts to 53. 10 more than the next closest Beacon. Let's see if he can get his 54th of the season right here. 2-2 pitch, fastball, and he beats Mike Collins right down the middle. So his second straight inning that Alex Amalfi has gotten into some trouble, but the second straight inning that he has a chance to work his way out of it. It'll be the big designated hitter, Malik Pearson.
The designated hitter, number 42, Malik Pearson.
The 6-foot junior out of Brooklyn, New York. Going to try and bring that run across for Keene State College. Pearson playing in his 13th game. Pretty solid average, .241 for the junior. 4 RBIs on the season. 7 hits, none of them extra base hits, all singles for Malik Pearson. He's in front of Amalfi, 1-0. Alex tried to go with a breaking ball there on the 1-0 pitch, misses outside. You have Wyatt Daft in the on-deck circle. He struck out on 4 pitches swinging to lead off this contest, but don't want to give Wyatt an opportunity with the bases loaded here. He is a .358 hitter coming into action. Pearson, though, ahead of Amalfi, 2-0 here. Alex about to pitch his 30th pitch of the contest, his 18th pitch of the second inning. It misses outside, and you can see Craig Corliss making a slight gesture there to Alex. Hey, maybe calm it down a little bit here. You don't want to let this guy just get on 4 pitches. He's behind him 3-0. You don't want to waste any pitches, but this is a hitter that you can attack and potentially get out, and the chance to get out of the inning before turning the lineup over. Now let's see. Does he give him one to hit here or kind of paint the corners? That's the big question. Amalfi gets his sign from Corliss, looks back to the runner on second. 3-0 pitch, literally right down the middle. Pearson decides not to swing. Takes, and Amalfi gets one back. It's 3-1. Pearson, a pretty patient hitter. Has 7 hits. He also has 7 walks on the season. So he has a nice eye at the plate. He swings on one that might have been a little bit low. It brings the count full to 3-2. And now Craig Corliss motioning, I believe, to the infield. He wants to shade the infield over to the right a little bit. Let's see if that means the Beacons attack with a fastball here or maybe try to get Pearson to chase on something cutting away from him. Corliss sets up over the outer half. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Amalfi. He got him, struck him out on the outside corner. He paints the outer black, and it is 2 strikeouts to end the bottom of the second inning and get Alex Amalfi out of trouble. He has struck out 4 and has allowed just 1 hit. Beacons still up 2-0. We'll go to the bottom of the second after this on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. All right, before we get into the bottom of the second inning, we'll take a look ahead at the upcoming schedule here for the Beacons baseball team. That's Tuesday, the 19th, a road game at UMass Dartmouth. They're going to get that one started at 3:30 in the afternoon. 3 straight days of baseball. Wednesday, the 20th, against Eastern Nazarene. That is a 3 p.m. start. And then Thursday, the 21st, at Wheaton College. That game will be started at 3:30. So 3 straight midday games, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Both of those road games at 3:30 on Tuesday and Thursday. And then a home game right here at 3 o'clock on Wednesday. All right, it's going to be 6, 7, and 8 for the Beacons in the bottom of the second. Kevin Carrera going to lead everything off. Craig Corliss behind him, and and R.J. Menard batting 8th today. So it'll be left, right for the Beacons here as we go into the bottom of the second inning. Brendan Muse working after allowing 2 runs on just 1 hit. Both of those runs unearned for the junior. Took him 22 pitches to get out of the bottom of the first. And he gets started against Kevin Carrera with a strike on a nice breaking ball over the middle. And as you can see, we mentioned the wind rather whipping here at Monin Park. We're out on the peninsula, and a lot of afternoons we have the wind blowing. It's nice that today it's blowing as it was the last time we were here, kind of straight out. So if you get one up into the air a little bit, the wind's going to help it hurt these outfielders. Carrera, though, behind early after taking that first pitch strike. Muse gets his hat back on. Settles in, delivers, and I think that one missed just a bit high. Ran it outside over the inner half. You can see Muse looking back rather demonstratively to the home plate umpire, asking where it missed. It's between them, but going to wager that it missed high. So the count back even to 1-1 for the DH Carrera. Big left-handed hitter out of Sandwich, Massachusetts. Scare there. You know, Carrera's heart rate must have jumped up a couple of BPMs as that one ran him out of the batter's box. I actually thought it clipped his jersey, but it's just an inside ball, and so Carrera now up in the count, 2-1. Kevin hitting .281 on the season, 16 hits and 57 at-bats, 4 doubles, and he has 10 RBIs on the year. Muse still holding. Now he gets a sign, comes set, winds and fires the 2-1 pitch. Nice breaking ball. It had Carrera out in front, and it ran off the plate as well. Nothing Kevin could have done with that. He swings and misses, and he's back even at 2-2. So Brendan Muse, if nothing else, resilient pitcher here. Had some good stuff there in the bottom of the first inning, even though he allowed those 2 runs. 2-2 pitch to Carrera. I think Kevin was in his own head a little bit there as a beautiful off-speed pitch by Muse. It was kind of meant to freeze Carrera. It did freeze him, but it just missed inside, and so the count goes full. So Muse already up to 26 pitches now, with just 3 hitters retired in this early going, and Carrera in a hitter's-friendly count here at 3-2. Trying to set the table, the first batter of the bottom of the second, and that one misses high as well. Muse, a couple different opportunities to put Carrera away, and you can see that one slip the whole way. Good eye from Kevin Carrera. He draws the walk, his 20th walk on the season. So Carrera, this is wild. Actually, 18 less at-bats than Aiden Blake in the season, and now he overtakes Blake for most walks on the Beacons team. Took just 1 hit to get 2 runs across for the Beacons in the bottom of the first, and they lead off the bottom of the second with a walk. And one of their best hitters, Craig Corliss, batting out of the 7-hole today. Next man up to face Brendan Muse. And he greets him with a line drive into the gap in left center field. It'll drop next to the left fielder and bounce all the way to the wall. Carrera gets to third. The fielder takes a spill, and so Carrera's going to get waved around. Cutoff throw in from Santos. Not even a throw. Carrera scores as Corliss, first pitch he sees, he lines into the gap in left center field. Nathaniel Hudson couldn't get to it. By the time he did, he actually took a spill on the warning track. And for Craig, he extends the lead to 3-0 on his 6th double of the season. RBI number 23, second on the Beacons and runs batted in, and he gets his 23rd right there. Beacons are up 3-0, and here comes R.J. Menner. R.J. Menner at the plate for the Beacons. He takes that first pitch outside, and he will be ahead in the count 1-0. RJ making his 5th start of the season, batting .174. Does have a couple of extra base hits, 2 doubles out of his 4 hits on the season. Taking again, you can hear some jeers, it sounds like, out of the Keene State College dugout as that one missed a little bit low and away, and RJ now sitting pretty ahead in the count 2-0. RJ in his true freshman season, really coveted prospect out of North Jersey, went to DePaul Catholic High School out in Bergen County next to New York City. Big prospect, big body, 6'3", 230 pounds, and a lot of pop in that bat. Still looking for his first collegiate home run. Takes some big swings out of that right-handed batter's box. And he has the table set right now with Craig Corliss there at second. Beacons already up 3-0 here in the early going. Chance for more as Brendan Muse getting ready to throw his 30th pitch of the afternoon. That one misses inside, coming in at the hands of R.J. Menert. And so Menert, once again, in that coveted 3-1 count here. Muse with a lot of off-speed pitches in the first 2 innings here at Monin Park. You know, Menert would love to see a 3-1 fastball. Muse gives him one over the outer half. Big swing from Menert, comes up empty, and the count goes to full at 3-2. So the count is full for Menert. Trying to keep the hit parade rolling for the Beacons here. Gets under that one and pops it straight up. Montembeau barely has to move. Actually, that drifts back into fair territory, and that is going to drop in, and R.J. Menert is going to reach safely. That is so rough for the catcher, Montembeau. We mentioned the wind is blowing out hard. That ball was hit directly straight up in the air. Montembeau was under it in foul territory. The wind blows it into fair territory. Corliss can't even advance because he thought that was just going to be caught in foul territory for out number 1. So Corliss remains at second, but Menert reaches. And it's now Ethan Herrera who's DHing today for the Beacons in the 9-hole. He's up with 2 more runners on, no outs, and the Beacons up 3-0. Herrera's going to show bunt. First baseman Bion comes in, and that's going to cause Muse to step off. They didn't have the shortstop, Santos, not there to cover on the throw, so all Muse does is step off. Herrera's showing bunt. One of the best hitters for average on the team for the Beacons, hitting .316 on the season. Once again, he shows bunt. Bion comes in, doesn't stop his run. He was past the pitcher by the time that bunt was fouled back into the screen. So Herrera an early strike, and he's behind in the count 0-1. Beacons 2 runs on just 1 hit, helped out by 2 Owls errors in the bottom of the first. And a Craig Corliss double brought in Kevin Carrera to get the scoring started. R.J. Menard reached on a bloop hit. And now 2 runners on with no outs for the designated hitter, Ethan Herrera. That pitch, it does catch the strike zone, it looks like, and so Herrera behind 0-2 in the count now. Might still show bunt here. Probably won't offer. Muse, he struck out 29 hitters on the season, vying for strikeout number 30 here. The 0-2 pitch to Herrera. Breaking ball. Herrera was sitting on it, and he lines it down the left field line. It's fair. Corliss is going to score standing up. getting waved as Menard, and then they will hold him at third, but it is a stand-up double for the 9-hole hitter Ethan Herrera, and the hit parade continues. How about the bottom of the Beacons lineup? The 6-hole hitter Carrera starts it with a walk. We go double, single, double out of 7, 8, 9, and the Beacons turn the lineup over to Steve Brookwell, already leading 4-0 with no outs here in the bottom of the second. So Brookwell reached on a fielding error. He was one of 2 Beacons to score in the bottom of the first. Second best lineup, or second best average in this lineup, as we mentioned. He takes a big cut there on the first pitch in on his hands and fouls it back. Big first pitch strike there from Muse just to get ahead of any Beacons batter right now. As we still haven't recorded an out here in the bottom of the second inning. Brookwell, 13 extra base hits on the season. A double by Craig Corliss scored Kevin Carrera, and then a double by Ethan Herrera scored Craig Corliss. You gotta think Steve Brookwell's at home plate right now thinking the same thing. And we've seen those balls get into the gaps here, giving the Beacon players room to run around the base paths. Runners on second and third. It's Menard at third, Herrera at second. Brookwell lines that one up the middle, and that will drop in front of the center fielder, Wyatt Daft. So Menard scores standing up. Brookwell gets raved around. He is so fast, that won't even draw a throw home. Steve Brookwell keeps the line moving, and 4 straight Beacons hits have the Beaks up 6-0 now. Brendan Muse officially struggling, and he's going to, I believe we'll see a quick little mound visit here. That's head coach Justin Blood making his way out. So Muse line so far, first inning, can't really fault him for much. Both runs allowed were unearned, but 4 earned runs here in the bottom of the second. He hasn't recorded an out yet. As they talk, we will take a quick break. It's still the bottom of the second inning, no outs. And we have the 2-hole hitter Drew Metzdorf up next. 6-0 Beacons. We'll be right back on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
The 5-campus UMass system is the university that educates the workforce of Massachusetts. We recognize that we are truly here for a reason, and that recognition inspires us and drives us every single day.
Well, exactly who Brendan Muse does not want to see right now. Drew Metzdorf is up as we return to action here in the bottom of the second inning at Monin Park. Your Beacons leading 6-0. Metzdorf takes the outside pitch for a ball, 1-0. So Metzdorf actually not involved in any of the offense in the first inning. He popped out to the shortstop, but one of the hottest hitters at the Division III level, Drew Metzdorf, 7 dingers now on the season, 3 in his last 3 games. Ahead in the count, 1-0, takes a big swing and lifts that one out to center field. It's chasing Wyatt Daft back towards the triangle. The wind is pushing it back, giving Daft problems. He reaches out and can't come up with a catch. They're going to have to send Brookwell, it looks like, because Metzdorf was already a step behind him as he strolls into third, keeps the hit parade going. It's 5 straight hits for the Beacons, 4 of them extra base hits. That is the 4th triple of the season for Drew Metzdorf. 30th RBI, and the Beacons, 5 straight hitters have advanced. They lead 7-0. 6 straight hitters, pardon me. Leadoff walk, 5 straight hits for the Beaks. 4 of those 5 hits, extra base hits. Muse still looking for his first out, and it's going to have to come against the 3-hole hitter Aiden Blake. Blake walked on 5 pitches his first time up, and so, as you might expect, he does take for strike 1. Everything going the way of the Beacons now. Drew Metzdorf, most recent run-scoring play, RBI triple to deep center field. The Beacons now up 7-0 here in the bottom of the second. Big swing from Blake. He fouls it straight back, and one of the few times here in the second inning, really just one of the few times in the early going, Muse out in front of a Beacons hitter has an 0-2 count on Aiden Blake. Blake, a .392 hitter on the season. Hangs in there as that one fastball ran in on the hands a little bit. Blake fouls it back, and we'll do it again at 0-2. Aiden, one of 3 Beacons now who has started all 23 games. Steve Brookwell and Craig Corliss, the other 2. Gianni's really started all but 1 so far for the Beacons. 0-2 pitch, and Blake stays with it. A great job of 2-strike hitting, and this one's going to split the right and center field gap and go all the way into the triangle. It takes a carob, and Blake can run for days. Do they send him? The relay throw is coming in. They will wave Aiden Blake around. We're going to have a throw at the plate. No, Blake, actually against the word of his coach, is going to turn back and just hold up at third. Second triple in 2 batters. It's a Metzdorf triple that scored Brookwell, and then Blake follows with a triple scoring Metzdorf. 6 straight hits for the Beacons, 5 extra base hits, 7 straight batters have reached. It is an 8-0 lead for the Beaks. Still no outs here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Brings up Luke Levitt, who had an RBI in the 1st inning. It was an RBI ground out to the first baseman, Josh Bion, and it allowed Steve Brookwell to score. It was just enough into that no man's land where Bion, by the time he fielded it, he couldn't get the throw into the catcher, so he just had to run back to first and take the out. So Levitt at the plate, ahead in the count now 2-0 after that second pitch misses low. Keene State bullpen is active out there in right field. Looks like one pitcher out getting loose as the rough bottom of the 2nd inning continues for Brendan Muse. Wind whips Muse, the jersey on everyone in the middle of the field. You can see the umpire's uniform just getting whipped all over the place here as that extra strong gust came in on the 2-0 pitch. Muse misses. Levitt out in front of the count 3-0. Hazard to think he's going to get a green light here. No, he doesn't. They got to force a pitcher like this to find the strike zone. Muse cannot. It's a 4-pitch walk for Luke Levitt. 8 straight hitters to reach. And now Gianni Zarelli comes up. The Beacons have officially batted around. Zarelli had an RBI single to left field in the bottom of the 1st, and then he was thrown out to end the inning trying to advance that single into a double. But the Beacons have batted around, no outs here in the bottom of the 2nd, and now runners on the corners for Brendan Muse. Aiden Blake, the runner at 3rd. Luke Levitt, the runner at 1st. And Gianni Zarelli Jr., who's now flirting with a 300 average, back in the right-handed batter's box. Batting in the 5-hole today for the Beaks. First pitch, a big swing for Gianni Zarelli. He has his sights set towards that green monster out there in left field, and with the wind blowing out the way it is, and the Beacons already up 8-0, can't fault him there, but he falls behind Muse 0-1. 8-0 to score. 8 straight hitters have reached here to start the bottom of the 2nd for the Beacons. Big swing for Zarelli is that one just a couple of feet to the left of the third base coach. And Muse, actually the 3rd straight batter that he's gotten an 0-2 count on. The last 2 hitters have made him pay. Blake tripling on an 0-2 count. Followed by the Levitt. Levitt's going to go, and actually that hit and run, I'm not quite sure if that was the right decision there, as Zarelli pops it straight up to the center fielder, Daft. They are going to send Aiden Blake, the speedy runner, won't even draw a throw home, and that is the first out recorded by Keene State, but another run for the Beacons. They push one more across and take a 9-0 lead as the guy who got this inning started, Kevin Carrera, makes his way back into the batter's box. So it's 9-0 Beacons as the man who got this entire inning started. He did it on a 6-pitch walk. It's Kevin Carrera back in the batter's box. Kevin, sophomore out of Sandwich, Massachusetts. He catches when he doesn't DH. Craig Corliss more or less has won that job full-time for the Beacons, and so we've seen Kevin Carrera in the middle of this Beacons lineup a lot, mainly as the designated hitter. He's ahead of Brendan Muse right now in the count 1-0. Hits that one high in the air, pretty deep to left center field. The wind's going to push it back. Wyatt Daft settling under it. He makes the catch about 15 feet in front of the warning track. It sends Luke Levitt back to first, and 2 straight batters retired for Brendan Muse. You know that's got to feel good. Brings up Craig Corliss. Brendan Muse, 35 pitches thrown already here in this second inning. He's already up to 57 in this contest. Craig Corliss lined a double deep into the left center field gap in the bottom of this second inning. That's scored to Kevin Carrera. So Craig 1 for 1 on the day with an RBI double. He was first pitch swinging the last time up. He takes this one in the dirt low. This has got to feel good for a Beacons team who left so many opportunities out there in that midweek loss at Tufts earlier this week. Not many missed opportunities in the early going of this contest. That one does paint the inside corner as Corliss maybe. Sorry, as Corliss takes that one inside, I guess maybe a benefit call right there from Muse from our home plate umpire. That would look to be a bit off the inner half of the plate, but the count is even at 1-1. You can rest assured Corliss, who's the catcher, he's got a running dialogue with the home plate umpire as it is, so probably going to expect a makeup call when he's catching when we go to the top of the third. Back in front of Muse in the count now, 2-1, as Brendan Muse about to throw his 60th pitch of this ball game. Beacons leading 9-0. Luke Levitt over at first base. That throw almost got in time. Instead, it hits off the glove of first baseman Josh Beon. It'll scatter over to the warning track, and it allows Luke Levitt to move into scoring position. That's the third error of the afternoon against Keene State. And it puts another Beacon in scoring position. It's just creating quite the uphill battle for Keene State to dig themselves out of this hole. Another runner in scoring position for the Beaks, and a hot hitter at the plate in Craig Corliss. We mentioned he was 272 coming into action, 1 of 1 today. Second on the Beacons with 23 RBIs now. Maybe a chance for number 24. Waits on that one, and that looping breaking ball might have caught the outside corner. Corliss throws the bat out at it, fouls it back, and the count is even at 2-2. Brendan Muse has thrown 3 walks so far in his inning and 2/3. 7 hits, 7 earned runs. Those are the 7 runs scored here in the bottom of the second. The 2 runs in the bottom of the first, both unearned. Corliss is going to keep the hit. No, it's going to hang up with that win just enough. I thought he split the gap. Instead, right fielder Brendan Eaton gets over to that one and puts the squeeze on it. But 11 batters, 7 runs on 6 hits. That was fun. So we will go to the top of the third with a very comfortable 9-0 lead for the Beacons. It is 1, 2, and 3. Wyatt Daff, Nathaniel Hudson, and Brendan Eaton coming up to plate for the Owls. We'll take a quick break and be back with the top of the third after this on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
Paris changed my life, and I got there through UMass. Those very specific seminal moments in Paris. The subway. A man in a tuxedo walked in, and a woman in a long gown. And it was stunning. It all hit me. It was like a lightning bolt. There was this world of beauty and style that I wanted to be a part of. That was the beginning of the journey. And that all came through the University of Massachusetts. And that was really a key moment for me. That's one of those moments you never forget.
All right, well, we rejoin the action heading into the top of the third inning. Alex Amalfi getting ready for his third inning of work. He has thrown 35 pitches already through 2, but he struck out 4 different Owl batters. Turning the lineup back over for Keene State, so we will see Wyatt Daff, Nathaniel Hudson, and Brendan Eaton. Daff struck out swinging his first time up. Actually, Nathaniel Hudson put some hope in the heart of the Owls lineup here in the first inning. The 2-hole hitter, we'll see him bat second here. He ripped a line drive down the left field line and was stranded at third after Amalfi was able to get 2 Owls out, with Hudson standing at third. Amalfi ran into a bit of trouble in both innings, but yet to surrender a run and just 1 hit allowed the first trip through the Owls lineup. So it's Wyatt Daft as we start the top of the third inning here. leadoff hitter for the Owls. We mentioned his first time up, best average on the team. Came into action tonight hitting .358, and this is his 16th start of the season. Amalfi working quickly. Got the first pitch over for strike one. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Another fastball. Daft just a hair late on, and he fouls it back toward the Owls' dugout. And Amalfi just 2 pitches into the top of the 3rd inning with a chance for his 5th strikeout of the contest. We mentioned Alex led all Beacons with 51 Ks coming into action today. That one up and in. Just a little bit of chin music there. It didn't seem to bother Wyatt Daft all that much. Wyatt, true freshman out of Rhode Island. 1-2 pitch for Amalfi, his 39th of the afternoon. Fastball right down the middle. That was how he got Wyatt Daft in the 1st inning, and it's how he gets him in the 3rd. The 5th strikeout of the afternoon for the big junior out of Connecticut, and the Beacons kind of finding their footing here. It was a rough start. It was a weird start. It was a start that did see the Beacons get out to a 2-0 lead. But now one of the best pitchers in the conference is settling in a big conference matchup. He has 5 strikeouts already, and he greets Nathaniel Hudson. I think that was a breaking ball that slipped out of Amalfi's hands there, but it just hits him right on the left elbow. Hudson looks to have a little bit of a smile on his face. He shares a word with first baseman R.J. Menert and quickly over to first base. That's the 2nd hit batter of this contest for Alex Amalfi. So no walks surrendered, and he struck out 5, but he's hit 2. Hit Michael Montembeau on the first, after he got ahead of him 0-2 to start last inning. So Nathaniel Hudson on both times. He had a double to start the, and he's going to get doubled off right there. So as we mentioned, he had a double in the 1st inning. He gets doubled off on the line drive caught by R.J. Menert. Yeah, so it was a snare by R.J. Menert on the line drive. It doesn't touch the ground, and they call Hudson out, I believe, for leaving the base. I thought that's what it was, that it was a caught line drive, and so Hudson was tagged off the base. Umpire having a word with the third base coach just to clarify that. As it is, however you want to slice it, that is a double play turned by R.J. Menert as he snares that line drive off the bat of Brendan Eaton. And Nathaniel Hudson gets double off on the base path. That was a very quick inning for Alex Amalfi, just what the doctor ordered for him. And let's see if that Beacons lineup has the same spark here as we'll go through it for the 3rd time. Going to the bottom of the 3rd, Beacons lead 9-0.
Celebrate the soggy shoes and the slow starts. Celebrate the lessons learned along the way. These are the wins. Not the shiny, nail-biting kind. These are the last a lifetime kind.
McKeegan.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Keene State College, number 26, Patrick McKeegan.
All right, well, welcome back. We are headed into the bottom of the 3rd inning here at Monin Park, and it's a new pitcher. Brandon Muse could go just 2 innings. He allowed 9 Beacon runs, 7 of them earned on 7 hits. His line's done for the day. Coming in to pitch for the Keene State College Owls, wearing number 26, it's Patrick McKeegan. He is a junior, one of 3 players from Pittsford, Vermont on the team. He also played at Otter Valley High School. Like first baseman Josh Bion. On the season, pitching numbers not the best for Patrick McKeegan. He is making his 10th appearance, 0-3 win-loss record in 9 prior appearances. He started 2 contests on the year for Keene State, 17.8 earned run average. He has allowed 38 hits in just under 15 innings of work. So this is a pitcher in Patrick McKeegan. Going to try and bring those numbers back down to the middle of the pack here, as he's going to get a chance to go through really the bulk of the middle innings of this contest. Once again, making his 10th appearance, so tied for second amongst 4 Owls now in appearances on the season. And he's a pitcher that can be hit. It will be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters trying to touch him up here in the bottom of the third. R.J. Menert, Ethan Herrera, and Steve Brookwell. Menert reached on a very fluky bloop hit. I mean, it looked like it was going to be caught in foul territory by the catcher Montembeau. The wind blew it back into fair territory, and Menert was standing on first by the time that happened. So he was on. He scored in the bottom of the second. Let's see what he does here in the bottom of the third. First pitch, big swing from the right-handed hitter Menert, and McKeegan gets his afternoon started with a swinging strike. 0-1 pitch here from McKeegan. That one bounced in. Fielded very calmly by Montembeau, but the count goes even at 1-1. RJ, 2 extra base hits on the season. 5 hits now. Just recorded his 5th hit earlier on this afternoon. 1-1 pitch, misses, kind of pulled out of the hand of McKeegan a little bit there, and Menert goes back in front in the count, 2-1. 25th at bat of the season for RJ Menert. Average is now up over 200 for the year. That one just able to paint the outside black for McKeegan. It evens the count out at 2-2. Menert going to have to take the bat off of his shoulders here. McKeegan working fairly quickly. Kind of an open stance on the pitcher's mound with his lead foot leaning towards the first base bag. He comes set, pulls that one a little bit out of his hand, and the count goes full as he misses up and away. 3-2, the count to RJ Menert. RJ yet to work a walk on the season. His chance for his first right here. No, and he goes down swinging. McKeegan comes inside, challenges him with something to hit, and that had a little bit of two-seam run on it. Cuts off the hands of RJ Menert and strikes him out. First strikeout for any Beacon hitter in this contest. For RJ, it is his 9th strikeout of the season, and so McKeegan gets his afternoon started with a K, just his 9th strikeout pitched on the season. Ethan Herrera is up. He hit a double to left his first time up. If he thought that one was going to hit him, I think it actually is as Herrera turned his back to the ball waiting to get hit. I think it might have split his legs there. So just ball number 1 in the at-bat for Herrera. 1 for 1 today. 1-0 pitch for McKeegan once again. Challenging Herrera up and in, missing up and in again. Quickly Herrera up 2-0. Might see something to hit down the middle here. Let's see if they give Ethan the green light. Big hitting, big power in that bat out of the 9-hole. He's out in front of it. Nice job cutting it off from Joe Barter at third base. Makes that big throw across the diamond and gets Herrera by a half step. So some good defense from the Owls behind McKeegan. And he's 2 up, 2 down to get the bottom of this third inning started. We'll turn it back over. Here's Steve Brookwell, his 3rd at bat already in the contest. He's 1 of 2.
The center fielder, number 21, Brookwell.
Brookwell popped out his first time up, but then most recent time up, nice 2 RBI single right up the middle to the center fielder. McKeegan tries to sneak that breaking ball in over the inner half, just doesn't cut inside enough, misses inside, and so Brookwell, 2nd best average on the team, very well might end this contest with the best average on the team, out in front, 1-0. That one right there, I'm not quite sure if Brookwell was looking for the off-speed pitch, but it was a fastball right down the pipe. He can't get the bat around on it, and we go back even at 1-1. This has got to feel nice for Patrick McKeegan, a pitcher with a 17.8 earned run average. And he gets Brookwell to roll over that one. It'll go right to the third base coach, and so we'll do it again at 1-2. But mentioning numbers-wise, 38 hits allowed in just 15 innings pitched, and 2 up, 2 down so far. And out in front of the Beacons, arguably their best contact hitter, Brookwell, 1-2. Regardless of how the rest of this inning goes or the rest of this outing goes, McKeegan's got to like the way he feels to get the bottom of this third started. Comes set 1-2. That one hit high into center field. Right there is Wyatt Daft. Wind pushing it back just a step. Doesn't barely have to move. Puts the squeeze on it and throws it into the shortstop, Junior Santos, for the 3rd out of the inning. So Patrick McKeegan comes in, goes 3 up, 3 down, and moves us in to the top of the 4th. We'll take a quick break. Beacon still up 9-0. We'll be back with the top of the 4th after this on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. Joe Barter leading off the top of the fourth inning here for Alex Amalfi. He threw just 6 pitches to get out of the top of the third, and Joe Barter coming up for the second time today. Barter struck out on 4 pitches his first time up. Amalfi breaking ball to get this top of the fourth inning started, and it just, and I mean just, misses the outer black. So Barter starts this count out ahead of Amalfi, 1-0. Amalfi working very quickly this afternoon, goes back to the fastball there and misses outside, so he's behind Barter, 2-0. Barter, one of the biggest power threats on this Keene State College team, played in all 23 games, started 22 of the 23 games he has played in this season for the Owls. That pitch misses up and in, and so Barter out in front, 3-0 on the count. For Joe, 3 home runs on the season, 9 RBIs. He's slugging .425. Very impressive OPS of .825 on the season. 3rd on the Owls in hits, and 2nd in extra base hits. Amalfi just gets the call that one. I thought that was going to be ball 4 on 4 pitches, but he paints the outside black, and so Barter going to take another look at it, ahead in the count against Amalfi, 3-1. Amalfi misses up and in, and so that's going to be the first walk issued by Alex Amalfi. He struck out 5 hitters, but he has hit 2, and now issued his first walk. One of the 2 hitters that was hit by a pitch, Michael Montembeau, making his next appearance. Keene State, with a knack for drawing hit by pitches, they have, it looks like 5 different players in their starting lineup that have now gotten hit by a pitch at least 4 times already this season. That was Montembeau's 4th. So he's up, .255 hitter on the season. Barter, the third baseman, the runner on first, and Amalfi, 6 pitches thrown this inning. 5 of them balls now as he misses outside. And Montembeau ahead in the count, 1-0. With 6 pitches for Amalfi to get out of the third inning. This is his 7th pitch already of the 4th inning. And just his 2nd strike, but he gets Montembeau there to offer at it, and I believe that's going to be a call strike on the pitch, I believe, from the home plate umpire, is he doesn't ask the second base umpire, Montembeau looked like he might have checked his swing, but back even in the count now is Alex Amalfi, 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss from Montembeau, so Amalfi back out in front. Montembeau, not the biggest strikeout threat in the Owls lineup, but he has struck out 10 times on the season. Amalfi ahead in the count, 1-2. Joe Barter, the third baseman, is the runner on first. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 6th strikeout of the afternoon for Alex Amalfi. Little speed bump there to get the top of the 4th inning started, but he looks like he's found his role again. This is a pitcher who already came in with 51 strikeouts on the season, averaging over 7 strikeouts an outing, and 6 already this afternoon. Big lefty batter Josh Bion started today at first base. He's up again. 6-hole hitter for the Owls. Takes one low and outside over the plate for strike 1. Bion yet to homer, but he actually tied for the team lead in extra base hits with Barter and Brendan Eaton. He has 7. 4 doubles, 3 triples on the season for Josh Bion. The patient eye there is that big looping breaking ball. It looked tempting, but it misses, just misses over the outside corner, and the count back even at 1-1. We're in the top of the 4th inning. The Beacons leading 9-0. 2 unearned runs in the bottom of the first, a hit parade in the bottom of the second, and actually a 1-2-3 inning against the Beacons in the bottom of the third, but that's how they scored their 9. So far, just 1 hit surrendered by Alex Amalfi. He has hit 2 batters and walked 1, but has struck out 6 in the process. Behind in the count to Josh Bion right now, 2-1. Keene State 6-16 on the season. Beacons, conversely, 16-6. Count is even now as Bion takes a big swing and miss, and Amalfi, once again, he's been going right after these hitters in most of his 2-strike counts. 6 strikeouts already on the afternoon. And Bion 11 strikeouts on the season from the left-handed batter's box. Gets busted inside by Amalfi right there, and a nice inside-out swing to stay alive for Bion, and he fouls it way over our net, and that's actually bouncing around the lacrosse field to our left over the behind the third baseline here. Monin Park kind of sits in between the campuses of BC High and UMass Boston, and that lacrosse field shared with BC High. Uh, Sometimes you see the high schoolers having their practice out on that field there. Big swing offered by Bion. He couldn't check it, and that's strikeout number 7 of the afternoon for Alex Amalfi. Bion did a good job fighting in that at-bat, but he still goes down swinging. It is the 7th strikeout already for Amalfi. And now Junior Santos at the plate, trying to avoid being strikeout number 8. 9-0 the score. Amalfi, 7 strikeouts already. Santos, the 7-hole hitter, came into action hitting just 186. Big swing and miss over a fastball there, and Amalfi once again, quick start, out in front 0-1. .50 pitches thrown in the afternoon for Alex Amalfi. 51 gets fouled straight back by Santos, and Amalfi working very quickly once again in front of another Owl hitter out in front 0-2. You got to think this outing so far for Alex Amalfi, just what Coach Eigebrot wants to see. Gets his ace out there and has him rolling in a game where you want him to eat as many innings as possible, because we're going 9 more after game number 1 concludes. 0-2 pitch to Santos. 3 swings, 3 misses. That one was foul tip, but caught by Craig Corliss. It is the 8th strikeout of the afternoon for Alex Amalfi, and we'll head to the bottom of the 4th with the Beacons still up 9-0. More after this on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. We're back here at Monin Park. We're about to head into the bottom of the 4th inning, but before we do that, let's take a look at what is happening around Beaconville. Softball also active today, hosting to Plymouth State. A game at 1 in the afternoon. Men's tennis against Colby Sawyer College. That's actually happening right behind us as we speak. Just can't quite see the tennis courts from our spot in the press box, but that is going on right now. Started at 1. Lacrosse, they're taking on Keene State at 4, and track and field is at the St. Joe's Maine Monks Invitational. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and Drew Medstorf leading it off for the Beacons. 1 of 2 on the afternoon is Medstorf. That pitch from Patrick McKeegan misses, and so he'll get his bottom of the 4th inning started with a ball. Good outing for Patrick McKeegan, as just already in that 1 inning of work. 3 batters faced, 3 outs recorded. It took him just 13 pitches to get through the bottom of the 3rd, and you know the Owls needed that after Brendan Muse labored through his 2 innings of work. Pitched about 60 pitches and allowed 9 runs, 7 earned in the process. We're down in the bottom of the 4th right now. This is the 3rd trip through the Beacons lineup already. Once again, we mentioned Medstorf, 1 of 2. So hot coming into action with that big power bat. 7 home runs on the season for Medstorf. Let's see if he has his sights set on maybe taking McKeegan deep. Count is 1-1. McKeegan waiting for the sign from Montembeau. He gets it, delivers. Takes a little bit off that one, and it runs away from him. So Medstorf gets out in front again in the count, 2-1. Drew has only drawn 5 walks on the season, puts the ball in play so often. And he does again here as he rips this one to right, pushing back the right fielder, Brendan Eaton, a couple of steps, but he'll catch it 5 feet in front of the warning track. I thought the wind might have helped that ball a little bit more. Medstorf flies out, so he is now 1 of 3 on the afternoon. Aiden Blake, 1 of 1. He walked in the 1st inning, joined that hit parade in the 2nd inning. And if my math is right, that actually puts Aiden at a .400 average exactly on the season. 30 hits in 75 ABs for Aiden. First pitch for McKeegan, breaking ball, and I think that one misses a little bit low and in. So Aiden Blake back out in front in the count 1-0. It was a weird first inning for the Beacons. It saw them score 2 runs on 1 hit. It was the second inning. That's one for the baseball textbooks. If you remember those Tom Amansky videos, I think you would show a lot of those at-bats to players watching baseball as the Beacons just got out on Brendan Muse. They didn't let him get too deep in accounts. It was early swinging. A lot of balls just into play and just singles and doubles, keeping the line moving. It's a hitter that can do that in Aiden Blake, 1-1. And nice breaking ball there. It got Blake just a little bit on his heels. He fouls it off over the stands and towards the parking garage over the first base line. So McKeegan, rather surprisingly, but he's found a bit of a rhythm here in this relief appearance. He's ahead of Aiden Blake 1-2. 4 up, 4 down for McKeegan. And a chance to make it 5 for 5 here as he's out in front of the junior with a 1-2 count. Pitch coming and that misses away. Aiden in his 3rd season contributed both of his prior 2 seasons of play for the Beacons. From Lakeville, Massachusetts. Count is even at 2. McKeegan, the junior out of Pittsford, Vermont, sends it in. It's grounded to the second baseman, Mike Collins. He fields it cleanly. Easy toss over to first and Josh Bion. And another batter up, another batter down for Patrick McKeegan. He gets Blake to ground out weakly to second. And here's Luke Levitt trying to get the first hit of the evening against Patrick McKeegan. His 3rd trip through the lineup here. And Levitt also 1 of 2 on the afternoon. Levitt, just a sophomore. 5'9" hitter out of the left-handed box, and he will wear that one. That pitch was coming inside all the way, and that late break didn't help. It hits Levitt. He reaches. That's the first base runner allowed from Patrick McKeegan. And the 3rd hit batter on the season for McKeegan. Levitt on the Bates pass, a very capable runner. 3rd most steals for any Beacon, and he is yet to be thrown out. 10 of 10. Got to hope that that knee's not too sore after he took that pitch right off that front knee. Looked to be an off-speed pitch if that was any consolation. But a hot hitter in Gianni Zerilli Jr. He had an RBI single to left in the 1st inning and then flew out in the 2nd inning. But Levitt does extend the inning and gets Zerilli the chance to hit here. So it's Levitt at 1st, Zerilli at 2nd. McKeegan in his 2nd inning of work delivers, and that one misses just a bit high to Zerilli, and so Gianni gets the count started. Ahead of McKeegan, 1-0. Gianni, we mentioned 2nd on the team in home runs. Never gets cheated at the plate, does the junior from Connecticut. He's always ready to take a big hack, as we see right there. Out in front of that one from McKeegan. He runs it away from him a little bit, and count back even at 1-1. McKeegan stays on the mound. His left gloved hand held against his hip. He gets the sign, comes set. Levitt, the runner at 1st. He's going on the 1-1 pitch. Montembeau throws it away, actually. Is a good pop time on the strike. So Zerilli behind the count 1-2, and it looks like Levitt steals second base and then advances to 3rd on the throw. And we mentioned Levitt hasn't been thrown out yet this season. He is now 11 of 11. And McKeegan, who has been rolling, he hasn't allowed a hit, but now lets a hit batter get to 3rd on the stolen base. And the Beacons have a chance to make this a 10-0 game. 1-2 pitch on the way to Zerilli. Still waiting for the sign. McKeegan gets it, and it took just a split second too long. It kind of threw off the timing for Zerilli. Half-hearted throw in from McKeegan, but we'll do it over again with the count remaining at 1-2. We're here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Beacons up 9-0, vying for their 17th win of the season and a 6-0 start in conference play. I think Zerilli caught a break there. That one misses just high, and the count even back out at 2-2. McKeegan finding the strike zone here. This is just his 24th pitch. 6th batter faced. It's a really big hack on that one. Fouls it off towards the Beacons dugout. It goes over the dugout and bounces in the direction of actually Keene State's team bus. Count stays at 2-2, and we'll do it again. First 2 batters in this bottom of the 4th inning retired, but then Luke Levitt, after getting hit by a pitch, stealing 2nd and advancing to 3rd on a throwing error, just 90 feet from making this a 10-0 ball game. Beautiful breaking pitch, and it finds the inner quarters. Really knew it. Strikeout for Patrick McKeegan. He has gone through 2 innings without allowing a hit and only 1 base runner. The Beacons do leave 1 on base. The count remains 9-0. We'll head to the top of the 5th inning after this on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that. And it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
All right, halfway through the action here at Monin Park as we roll into the top of the 5th inning. Your Beacons leading comfortably 9-0, and we're in the middle of quite a gem from Alex Amalfi. He has thrown 59 total pitches, 8 strikeouts so far, 1 batter walked, 2 hit by pitch, but he's only allowed 1 hit, so he's rolling right along. And it's Keene State's 8, 9, and 1 hitters to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll take a look at Mike Collins, Malik Pearson, and then Wyatt Daft. Daft has actually already struck out twice in this contest. Alex Amalfi started this game with 51 strikeouts. He's already up to 59. Now that puts him 16 ahead of the next closest Beacon, and he's rolling right along here. So yeah, Mike Collins batting. Alex Amalfi has not thrown a complete game yet this season. Actually hasn't gotten through 8 full. Has gotten into 7 and change a couple different outings. So that might be the goal of the outing today for Amalfi. See if he can go, maybe all 8, so to speak. Starts off Mike Collins with a swinging strike. Collins wanted to take a whiff at that one, and Amalfi put it out over the plate. Collins' big hack comes up empty. Mike has started every game he's played in, and he, once again, I think looking for something else there, as that's a fastball running away from him. Collins takes a rather half-hearted swing at that one and comes up empty. So, yeah, Mike Collins, 16 games played. He started in all of them. Keene State, this is their 23rd game of the season. 3 pitches to send down Mike Collins. It is the 9th strikeout for Alex Amalfi. He's officially rolling right now, and it brings up the designated hitter Malik Pearson just to try and change the momentum, change the tides of this ball game. Is Alex Amalfi looking very comfortable through 4 1/3 here. He's already struck out 9. Pearson fouls that one straight back. This is the last hitter going through the lineup his second time through for Keene State. Behind 0-1, and he's taking all the way there. Same thing happened to Pearson his last time up. He took the first 2 pitches for strikes and then swung and missed the 3rd time. Let's see if Amalfi can get his second straight 3-pitch strikeout. That one's fouled straight down to Amalfi. It's in play, and so Amalfi can actually take his time, come up, and an easy throw over to Menard at first. 6 pitches for 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning of Alex Amalfi, exactly what the doctor ordered. So now just 65 total pitches. And we'll turn the lineup over again, and he will see a hitter that he's already struck out twice in Wyatt Daft. Nice showing of Keene State fans here. You can hear them getting their support. We have the windows open in the press box here, and so most of the Keene State Owl fandom to our left, closer to their dugout down the 3rd base line. And some nice cheers coming from them. Still down 9-0, but letting Wyatt Daft hear it. Wyatt wasn't going to swing at that one, as that pitch was off the backstop. And again off the backstop, so I'm not quite sure what's happened to Alex Amalfi. I just mentioned how he was rolling right along, and proceeds to put 2 right off the backstop here. Maybe just giving Wyatt Daft something else to look at, because he struck him out on three pitches in the 1st inning and then struck him out on 4 Wyatt's second time up. Craig Corliss knows that there might be something to that, and so he's going to take a look at the Beacons dugout, head to the pitcher's mound, and a conversation to be had here. Amalfi laughing. He's going to tell you what any competitive starting pitcher is going to say to his coach, that those balls just slipped out of his hands. But you have to worry 2 straight pitches with what looks to be good mechanics and the ball just leaving Amalfi's hand funny. I think they're just doing their due diligence to make sure that Alex is okay out there. And everybody leaving rather quickly. So that is the first mound visit of the inning for the Beacons. Amalfi's going to stay out there. He was rolling right along, still has thrown just 67 pitches in this contest. Behind Wyatt Daft 2-0. The goal on this pitch is just to not throw it over the head of Craig Corliss. Corliss sets up inside. They put one right there, right down the pipe. And you got to expect Wyatt Daft probably not going to take the bat off his shoulders after the first 2 pitches of the at-bat. So Amalfi gets one back. It's 2-1. He comes set, fires with the 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. And yeah, just like that. Best thing to do is have a short memory if you're a pitcher. Amalfi, with a chance to get out of this inning on just 12 pitches. He comes set, fires. Daft is able to get a bat to that one, foul it off, and we'll do it again with a count 2-2. It's funny, coming into action, Wyatt Daft, in 53 at-bats, he struck out just 9 times. But 2 at-bats, 2 strikeouts against Alex Amalfi. Maybe 3 for 3 right here. Amalfi winds, fires. Daft throws the bat out at it, fouls it straight back way over the net. That's out in the tennis court somewhere. And we'll do it again, 2-2. Daft, you can see how even as a true freshman, he's hit for such a high average on the season. Very scrappy hitter here. Not going to let Amalfi get out of it easy. Alex tries to take a little off, and he misses high. The count goes full 3-2. Remember, Alex, just 1 batter walked so far in this contest. He's allowed 1 hit. He has hit 2 Keene State College Owls. We'll try it again. Full count, 3-2 pitch. Daft fouls that one straight back, almost at us. And Daft, if nothing else, doing a nice job elevating the pitch count here for Alex Amalfi. Thought he was going to get out of this inning 1-2-3. He still can, but in about 6 extra pitches. This is the 9th pitch of the at-bat for Wyatt Daft. Coming in, big swing, and that one's ripped to left field. Settling under it is Luke Levitt. He gets there with a couple of feet to spare. I thought that one might have gotten over the head of Levitt, but the wind kept it up. Luke's able to track it down, and Alex Amalfi again goes 1-2-3. We'll head into the bottom of the 5th. The score remains 9-0. It's going to be 6-7-8 when we come back for the bottom of the 5th. Carrera, Corliss, Menner, due up the bottom of the 5th. We'll be back with more. This is game number 1 on the Beacon Broadcasting Network.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things combined kind of get me recognized. It's a great experience for me.
We're rolling right along into the bottom of the 5th inning here at Monin Park. The UMass Boston Beacons leading the Keene State College Owls 9-0. This Beacons, the Beacons attempt at win number 17 on the season. They were riding a 4-game winning streak before losing midweek to Tufts. Patrick McKeegan, the story of the past couple of innings of baseball. He has pitched 2 full innings. Hasn't allowed a hit. Hasn't walked a batter, and he struck out 2. Kevin Carrera, designated hitter, reached both times up. Turns over that first pitch foul, got a decent bit of it, and it chased the first baseman, Josh Beon, down the line, but it ends up missing the bag foul by about 5 or 6 feet there, and so Carrera behind in the count. And once again, another batter Patrick McKeegan has gotten out in front of. Very impressive because McKeegan came into action today with a 17.8 earned run average, and he's gone 6 up, 6 down in this relief appearance here. Kevin Carrera, the sophomore out of Sandwich, Massachusetts, behind in the count 0-1. Big breaking ball there from McKeegan, and it finds the strike zone. Patrick McKeegan, that was his 31st pitch of the afternoon, and he's in a bit of a rhythm here, ahead of Kevin Carrera in the count. 0-2. McKeegan gets his sign from Montembeau. Takes an extra second. Now shakes his head yes. Comes set and delivers the 0-2 pitch. Carrera goes down low to get it, fouls it off, and that will go over the stands and over the fence, and it'll hop around on the track off to our left. We'll do it again, 0-2. Patrick McKeegan struck out just 8 hitters coming into action today. He already has 2. Can get number 3 right here. Kevin Carrera does have 15 strikeouts on the season. We'll do it again. Here's the 0-2 pitch from McKeegan. Breaking ball. And it just misses low. It had Carrera frozen. I thought he painted. I thought he got it, but it was missed low. Carrera gets new life here with a 1-2 count. Kevin leads the team with 20 walks on the season. But that's the 3rd strikeout of the afternoon for Patrick McKeegan as he has found his rhythm with that looping breaking pitch. It has had these Beacons off balance all afternoon. And that's his 3rd strikeout as Kevin Carrera retired for the first time today. And it'll bring up Craig Corliss.
Catcher number 35, Craig Corliss.
Corliss, just like Carrera, was 2 for 2 coming into the action. He takes that one. It misses just outside. So he'll start the count in front of McKeegan, 1-0. Corliss, an up-and-down season. His batting average was in the 300s for most of the beginning part of the season. Came into action today with the average all the way down to 272. His 2 for 2 start. Going to bump that up substantially. Doesn't like that strike call, but the count is back even at 1-1. McKeegan with the 1-1 pitch. That breaking ball there gets Corliss out in front of it. He grounds it weakly to Santos. Santos can take his time, and he beats Corliss by about 3 steps on that throw across the diamond. So McKeegan's afternoon keeps rolling right along. He has gone 8 up, 8 down in the pitcher's mound. And here's R.J. Menert. The final Beacon who is yet to see McKeegan. He'll take his rips here. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. It was 9 runs across the first 2 innings for the Beacons, and we've really settled into a bit of a pitcher's duel, but not between Alex Amalfi and Brendan Muse, rather between Alex Amalfi and the relief pitcher, Patrick McKeegan. Menert 1 for 2 so far. Takes the first pitch low and is out in front, 1-0. Menert now 5 of 25 at the plate on the season. Puts his average right at 200. That pitch runs away from Montembeau, and so rare sight here, but McKeegan behind 2-0 to a Beacons hitter. Menert, big swing on that 2-0 pitch, hits it to deep left center field. That's carrying, and that is gone. Put it on the board for the 10th run of the afternoon. It is a lined, smashed home run for R.J. Menert to dead center field. It is the first collegiate home run for R.J. Menert. Nice trip around the base pass for big number 30. He shares a high five with Ethan Herrera. That's a moment that R.J. Menert will remember as he was sitting on that one from Patrick McKeegan. And I didn't know he got it that well, but Wyatt Daft barely even turned to follow that one well over the center field fence. And the Beacons are now up 10-0 thanks to the R.J. Menert home run, his first of the season and his first of what looks to be a very promising collegiate career. All right, here's Herrera, the 9-hole hitter. The Beacons threw their lineup the 3rd time, and McKeegan, nice job recovering there. He gives up that home run, and 2 straight strikes to Herrera. And he's right back on top of the mound with his call in. Looks to Montembeau, comes set. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Herrera. That one misses outside. You can see McKeegan upset at himself there. Got to think McKeegan had been cruising right along, and R.J. Menert, a hitter who the Beacons expect a lot out of, a hitter who had been scuffling recently, just wiped away all that momentum. Maybe not. McKeegan recovers. He strikes out Herrera. But the big swing, the solo home run off the bat of R.J. Menert. We're headed to the top of the 6th inning. The Beacons are in run rule territory. They lead 10-0. We'll go to the top of the 6th after this break on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
What separates UMass Boston from other schools is the fact that a large percentage of students commute. For me, it takes 2 hours each day to go to and from school, but every second has been worth it because the students that come here are serious about learning, they value their education, and understand where it'll take them in the future. This is what UMass Boston means to me.
All right, well, the goal, pretty simple for Alex Amalfi the rest of the way. The Beacons are in run rule territory. He has a 10-0 lead as we head into the top of the 6th inning. So if he can go 2 more innings and not allow a run, that'll be a win for the Beacons and a complete game for Alex Amalfi, which he has yet to do on the season. Now, if it's a 7-run complete game, I don't think anyone here will be doing any complaining. This is the one hitter that has given him some trouble this afternoon in the form of Nathaniel Hudson. He recorded that one and only hit that the Owls have had this entire contest all the way back in the 1st inning, and he almost scored. He was stranded on third base for the last 2 hitters of the bottom of the 1st. He was then hit by a pitch his next time up. Amalfi's first pitch, bunt laid down there, a little drag bunt attempt by Nathaniel Hudson, and he almost kept that one fair, surprisingly. He just threw the bat out at it. It does go foul down the third base line, and so first pitch strike for Alex Amalfi. Alex threw 5 innings, 74 total pitches, 9 strikeouts. He's allowed just 1 hit and 1 walk. He's hit 2 batters, Hudson and Montembeau. Big looping breaking ball. And that one misses up and in to even the count back at 1-1. We mentioned Hudson does not look like a youngster at the plate at all. He's just a sophomore, 5'7", but he swings a big bat, very fast hands, very quick bat, and he swung it to the tune of a .339 average on the season. 1 for 1 today with the double and the hit by pitch, so that average only even a bit higher. Second on the team with 21 hits for the Owls. That 2-1 pitch just misses low and away, and so the count moves to 3-1. As we mentioned, Alex Amalfi, 9 strikeouts today, so he has 60 on the season. Hudson pops that one up. He took a big swing on the 3-1 count. Under it is Drew Metzdorf. Remember, that wind's blowing hard today, and Metzdorf had to recover at the very last second. That was almost the same situation that happened to Michael Montembeau on the R.J. Menert pop-up. That ball would have been caught in foul territory. The wind blew it back fair, and so it was the weirdest single ever earlier today for R.J. Menert. Luckily, Metzdorf was able to just recover in time and put the squeeze on that. So that's the first out in the top of the 6th inning. Big swing to get this at-bat started out of the right fielder, Brendan Eaton. Eaton grounded out to second his first time up. And flew out his second at-bat in the 4th. Amalfi gets the sign from Corliss, working quickly ahead 0-1. That one in on the hands. Nice job by Eaton to push that one down the line, but it will go foul. Brendan Eaton leads the Owls in a lot of offensive categories. 86 at-bats, that's well ahead of the next closest Owl. 22 hits, 4 home runs, 17 RBIs, 39 total bases. Those all lead Keene State College's offensive numbers. But he's behind in the count here, 0-2, and a great job defensively slapping that one into right field. Kind of fumbled there out and right by Ethan Herrera, and that's going to allow Brendan Eaton to go to second. It'll be a single to right and then an error on the right fielder, Herrera, that allows Eaton to move to second. 4 errors have been committed by Keene State. That's the first committed by UMass Boston. And just a rare base runner against Alex Amalfi this afternoon. And not just a base runner into scoring position. Eaton had put some good swings on the baseballs prior, and that was a great job defensive hitting down to 2 strikes. Gets himself into scoring position after the fielding error by Ethan Herrera. Joe Barter, the third baseman, he's up. 0 for 2 on the contest. Amalfi misses outside. They thought maybe there might have been a pitch out on there, but no one really holding the runner on. Brendan Eaton at second. So the 1-0 count coming up to Barter. 260 hitter on the season. To go for the pickoff, and just back in time is Brendan Eaton. Nice play there between Zerilli and Amalfi. They had the communication was good. The play was good. Throw just couldn't quite get back there in time. Quick slide back in for Brendan Eaton. So we'll try again with the count still 1-0. Barter offers it that one. Swing and a miss. That was a beautiful pitch. It just locked up Barter. I think he was looking, for that ball to cut back over the heart of the plate. Instead, it knuckles even further inside. Count is even at 1-1. Alex Amalfi about to throw his 80th pitch of the afternoon here in the top of the 6th inning. And it's right down the middle for strike number 2. So Barter behind in the count. 1-2. He's been the one hitter to draw a walk this afternoon. He struck out his other at-bat. Amalfi, 9 strikeouts, looking for double digits right here. Can he do it to Joe Barter? Takes a look back to the runner at second. Now comes set and fires that one. A little bit off of it. Barter able to foul it straight back, and we'll do it again at 1-2. Beacons leading 10-0. That crooked number in the second inning, 7 runs featuring 6 straight hits for the Beacons. This is the inning that got it to that crooked number, and then R.J. Menard, the big blast in the bottom of the 5th inning, took it from 9-0, that coveted double-digit 10-0 lead. That 1-2 pitch misses high. Count goes back even again to Joe Barter at 2-2. Barter's second on the team in at-bats. He leads the team in walks drawn. 15 coming into action and 16 now. Amalfi has a ball to work with if he wants to here, but the 2-2 pitch. In, breaking ball, and it got him. He stared at it. Wow, Alex Amalfi threw only fastballs to Joe Barter there, and including one in the second pitch that really sawed off his hand. So Barter was looking on the outer half of the plate, set him up beautifully with the breaking ball. The 10th strikeout of the afternoon for Alex Amalfi, and the second on Joe Barter. Michael Montembeau, the catcher, 0 for 1 today. He struck out and was hit by a pitch. Stares at that one right down the middle for Alex Amalfi, who has been peppering the strike zone the second half of this game. Ahead of another batter, 0-1. Amalfi, 88 pitches now. You want to get through Montembeau quickly so you can go back out there for the top of the 7th. Big swing and a miss, and he's out in front of Montembeau, 0-2. He's got a hitter that he's already struck out today on the rocks, with a chance for strikeout number 11. Let's see, did they spoil one or did they go right after him? They go right after him, and he swings and misses. Craig Corliss with a fist bump, and Alex Amalfi with the 11th strikeout of the afternoon. That'll send us to the bottom of the 6th inning. Beacons still up 10. It's Beacons 10, Owls nothing. Bottom of the 6th coming up after this, and it's the top of the lineup. Brookwell, Metzdorf, and Blake after this break on the BBN.
UMass Boston was my first choice because when I came to the campus, I saw that there was a lot of diversity. There's a lot of people. Here there is a lot of international students, so it's really cool to meet people from different countries, different parts of the world. I'm Julia Murphy. I'm from Canton, Massachusetts.
I'm Olivia Murphy. I'm from Canton, Massachusetts.
We're sisters.
We're sisters.
I play volleyball and she plays basketball. Here they have a freshman success community. So each major has their own community that you can join as a freshman, and you take classes with them, you do study groups with them. So it was really helpful getting to know people in your major right away.
So in health exercise sciences, we have an internship at the end, so it's so much better to have like an advisor helping you out, like telling you which classes to choose.
Well, we are back here at Monin Park as we are about to head into the bottom of the 6th inning. A quick update. They are already in the top of the 7th inning on the UMB softball diamond. The Beacons trailing to Plymouth State right now, 4-0. They're pitching right now in the top of the 7th inning. If the Beacons can mount a comeback, we'll definitely let you know, but we will keep you updated on the final score of Game 1 over there whenever it comes across. Steve Brookwell up for the 4th time already this afternoon. He is 1 of 3, but that one hit was a big 2-run single back in the bottom of the 2nd. Patrick McKeegan's solid outing continues. This is his 4th inning of work. It's taken him 44 pitches to get through 3 innings, but he's only allowed 1 hit and 1 run, and that was off the R.J. Menert solo home run. That's the lone blemish on Patrick McKeegan's afternoon, one that he deserves, and his stats are going to reflect that after he finishes his outing today. Going to come right back to the norm here. Brookwell reaches out, flies that one to center field, got more on it than I thought he did, but Wyatt Daft cruises on back there. Another put out for him. He's been pretty busy this afternoon. He squeezes, and that's out number 1 in the bottom of the 6th. Drew Metzdorf coming up just like Steve Brookwell, 1 of 3 on the afternoon. RBI base hit in the middle of that hit parade in the bottom of the 2nd inning. McKeegan comes set, delivers his 47th pitch of the afternoon. That one's lifted down the first base line, fighting the sunlight and coming up and making the catch. Josh Beon, nice job by the first baseman there. I didn't think he was going to be able to catch up to it in time, let alone deal with the sunlight, but the wind blew it closer to him, and he was able to find it, squeeze it, and quickly, 2 batters up, 2 batters down. Patrick McKeegan's comfortable afternoon is continuing here in the bottom of the 6th, but he's got to get through Aiden Blake before we find ourselves in the 7th. Aiden on the season, as we mentioned, he's been flirting around 400 basically for the past 2 weeks in terms of batting average. Aiden 1 of 2 this afternoon. He's walked. Also had himself an RBI hit in that bottom of the 2nd inning. He's behind McKeegan 0-1. 4 strikeouts now already for Patrick McKeegan. He misses outside there, and that'll even the count back out at 1-1. If Blake can reach, it'll be Luke Levitt, followed by Gianni Zerilli here in the bottom of the 6th inning. McKeegan gets the sign, gives that slight little nod yes to his catcher Michael Montembeau, and misses again. Same spot he missed with the last pitch, and that brings the count up to 2-1. McKeegan out of Pittsford, Vermont. Shakes his head no. Now he gets the sign that he likes. Comes set and delivers the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball. And that one comes inside. It had Aiden Blake fooled. You could see Blake, he was bailing a little bit there. That one came back and caught the inner half. Aiden sticks his tongue out in the batter's box, not too thrilled with himself. Count goes even at 2-2. Can McKeegan get out of another inning smoothly? Delivers, no. He misses that one outside 3-2, and so the count goes full. Aiden Blake gets another look at it. That's the 48th pitch of the afternoon for Patrick McKeegan. He's already gotten through 3 2/3. 3-2 pitch to Blake. Another breaking ball, and that one misses just high. I think McKeegan thought it was strike number 3. He started maybe to walk back towards the dugout, but no, that one missed high, and it brings up the hot-hitting Luke Levitt in the cleanup hole with Aiden Blake, the runner on first. So it does bring the pitch count over 50 for Patrick McKeegan. And now he's got the tough-hitting lefty out of Manchester by the Sea, Massachusetts, Luke Levitt in the batter's box. He grounds that one softly. Does it get past the pitcher? No, a diving stop. He gets it out of the glove. Nice play by Patrick McKeegan to get himself through 4 innings of work with just 1 run allowed. Levitt grounds out. It's no runs, no hits, no errors, and we will head in to the top of the 7th inning. Beacons up 10. Beacons 10, Owls nothing. Top of the 7th after this. Might be a chance for Alex Amalfi to finish off at what he started. We'll see. We'll be back with the top of the 7th after this on the Beacon Broadcasting Network. All right, we head back here to get ready to start the top of the 7th inning, and that was the big question throughout the bulk of this game number 1. Is Alex Amalfi going to get a chance to go all the way here, hoping that the Beacons can hold this 10-run lead here? But no, his line is final for the afternoon. He gets pulled after 6 innings of work, giving way to number 36, Jackson Snyder. Jackson is a sophomore out of Durham, North Carolina. He went to Chapel Hill High School. We got a Tar Heel on the mound for the Beacons right now. Snyder's numbers, middle of the pack as far as Beacons pitchers are concerned. He's making his 4th appearance, normally starts. This is his 4th appearance, his 2nd appearance out of the pen. He has gotten decisions in all 3 of his prior appearances, 2-1 on the season. Jackson with a 6.48 earned run average. He's pitched 8 1/3 innings. He's allowed a hit an inning. He's allowed 8 hits, allowed 6 runs, and all of them earned. He's issued 8 walks and has struck out 5. Opposing hitters hitting 242 against him. It'll be 6, 7, and 8. Josh B on the lefty, Junior Santos the righty, Mike Collins also a righty, in line to go up against Jackson Snyder. And once again, we are playing an LEC conference game, which means run rules do apply right now. 10-run lead. If the Beacons get through this inning without surrendering a run, game will be over. So that's what we have to pull for here in game number 1. We still have a second game coming up here at Monin Park. And it's Josh Beon. He also does some pitching for the Owls. We might even see him on the mound in game number 2 at some point. Playing first base today, 6-hole hitter. He is back in the batter's box as Jackson Snyder gets the sign, delivers, and misses inside for his first pitch of the afternoon, ball number 1. Beon making his 21st appearance of the season. Started in all 21 games he's played in. Little excuse me check swing there. I don't think Beon wanted to offer it that one, but it was just too tempting, and he fouls it straight back. Count goes even at 1-1. Snyder working quickly, gets a sign out of the windup. Big breaking ball. Doesn't quite catch the outside corner on the loop back in, so the count goes to 2-1. If there's any problem that has plagued Jackson Snyder, although he is 2-1 on the season, pitching with a 6.48 earned run average, he's issued 8 walks, only struck out 5. So control kind of at a premium for Jackson as he misses that one up and in towards the head of Josh Beon and brings the count up to 3-1. The hitter-friendly count here, Beon crowding the plate with a 3-1 count. Snyder misses high, and Beon patiently works the 3rd walk of the afternoon for the Owls hitters. He's on at first. Junior Santos comes up, 1 on and nobody out.
The shortstop, 5.
Santos 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Grounded out and struck out in his 2 at-bats. Beon, the runner on first. Snyder comes set, and he misses high again. 6 pitches thrown, 5 of them missed the strike zone. For a pitcher who we said, if there's anything for him to work on, it might be a little bit of control. Through the bottom of the Keene State order right here, but he misses again, and that's all it takes for Craig Corliss to head towards the pitcher's mound, just for a quick word between him and the youngster. Snyder, just a sophomore. He saw action in 2 games in that COVID-shortened season last year. No one else making their way to the pitcher or towards the pitcher's mound. It was just Craig Corliss there. Does count as the 2nd mound visit. But he gives Snyder the pep talk, and we'll get back after it. This is Junior Santos, a hitter not seeing the ball all that well up to this point in the season, and definitely today. Snyder behind in the count, 2-0. I think misses high with that one. Caught more of the play, but misses high, and you got to think Santos is going to be getting the take sign here with his team down 10-0 and ahead in the count, 3-0. You see the stranger things. Snyder comes set, 3-0 pitch. That one's right there over the plate, and so Snyder gets one back. Santos still ahead in the count, but it's 3-1. Junior in his junior season out of East Hartford, Connecticut. 3-1 pitch coming from Snyder. That one was over the outer half of the plate. Big swing by Santos. He pops it up, and Gianni Zerilli gets all the way back into no man's land. Levitt couldn't get there in time, but Zerilli going back on it all the way, puts the squeeze on it, and the Beacons 2 outs away from their 17th win of the season, their 6th conference win of the year. Brings up the 8-hole hitter, Mike Collins.
Second baseman number 12, Mike Collins.
Mike, as we mentioned, he is a senior out of Auburn, Mass. Played at Auburn High. Has started in every game he's played in and came into action today hitting .220. Collins 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts so far. Beautiful breaking ball there. Snyder takes something off and finds the inner half of the plate. First batter he's gotten out in front of today. As he's out in front of Mike Collins, 0-1. Josh Beon, the runner at first for Keene State College, just their 5th base runner of the contest. Another beautiful breaking ball by Jackson Snyder, and he's quickly ahead of Mike Collins. 0-2. Let's see, 2 breaking balls. Does he rear back and try and beat him with a fastball here? He does, and he doesn't beat him with it. That ball is fouled up. Corliss might have room. Not quite. That'll hit the bleachers. I think everybody's okay right there as that one goes about 3 or 4 rows back into the bleachers. You know, the way the wind was blowing, I thought that might have helped the ball actually stay inside the field of play. But we'll do it again with an 0-2 count. Snyder, the pitcher on the mound for the Beacons, spelling Alex Amalfi, who went 6 strong, recording 11 strikeouts across 6 innings. This one hit on the screws, but it's right at center fielder Steve Brookwell. He comes in a couple of steps, squeezes it for out number 2. And it all comes down to Malik Pearson if Keene State wants to keep this ball game alive.
The designated hitter, number 42.
Pearson, the hitter, 0 of 2. 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out once. One of the many casualties from Alex Amalfi, who struck out 11 in his 6 innings of work. Pearson came into today hitting .241. One of the best on-base percentages on the team, Malik, a .405 on-base percentage coming into action today. He's ahead of Snyder in the count, 1-0. Beon, small lead off first. He's being held on by Menert. Snyder spikes that one, and actually with the field turf the way it is, that took a really fortuitous hop off of Corliss and back towards Snyder. I think, 8 times out of 10, that ball gets past Craig, and it lets Josh Beon move to second. Instead, he's still on first. But Malik Pearson is ahead in the count, 2-0. Jackson Snyder gets his sign from Craig Corliss. Pitching out of the stretch here. Delivers, misses, and that one does get through Craig Corliss. It was the same pitch that we saw 1 pitch ago, and this time it does scurry all the way to the backstop. It lets the runner Beon move into scoring position, and it puts Pearson in the driver's seat now. He's ahead of Jackson Snyder, 3-0. So that one's going to be ruled a pass ball against Corliss. Now Beon extends his lead ever so slightly now that he's on second base. So really not going to hold him on. 3-0 pitch. That one's over the plate. Just paints the outside corner, and so we'll do it again. Pearson, very patient hitter, draws a lot of walks. It's 7 walks for a player who's only had 29 trips to the plate. Trying to set himself up for one here. Snyder's 3-1 pitch. That misses, and Pearson does exactly what we thought he might do. Draws the walk. That is just the 3rd walk surrendered by Beacon's pitching. Amalfi just threw 1 walk, and that is the 2nd walk thrown or issued by Snyder. Bion on at second. Pearson on at first. And the leadoff hitter, Wyatt Daft, who's 0 for 3 today in the left-handed batter's box here. Snyder starts him off with a breaking ball that catches the inside quarter. Daft 0 of 3 with 2 strikeouts, and behind in the count now to Snyder here. Beacons vying for their 17th win of the season and a 6-0 start in LEC conference play. Another breaking ball. That one also catches the inside quarter, running in a little bit harder. And let's see, does Snyder have a fastball in his back pocket to blow past Wyatt Daft here? Daft 0 for 3 on the contest. He's already struck out twice. Beacons leading 10-0. Just 8 hits to get those 10 runs across. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Outside, up and out, just trying to get Daft to chase after something after he busted him inside with 2 pitches. That one misses away. Count moves up to 1-2. And this is about to be the 20th pitch for Jackson Snyder in this top of the 7th inning. Let's see, can he put the Owls away right here? 1-2 pitch, got him with the off-speed pitch. Corliss makes the catch, and that will do it. Believe just waiting for confirmation here as the umps make their way off the field. That is the run rule, and the Beacons 10-0. And so we have gone final. The 17th win of the season is official for the Beacons. They win in a run-shortened game, 10-0 in game number 1. We're going to take a quick break and come back with a scoring summary and game finals. Right after this, we'll have game 2 coming up in a little bit. But game 1, final in 7, Beacons 10, Owls nothing. We'll be right back with the final numbers from game number 1 after this on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.
People at UMass Boston, they're here because they know they can have an impact, not just on research, but on people, on their students.
This is just a starting point. It only has potential to grow, and it has a big potential to grow up.
You're really having a direct impact on people's lives, and you can see that now, and you can see that years from now.
So I think it's becoming like the place that people want to go.
What UMass Boston is able to offer to its young people certainly stands out to that mission that was set right out in the beginning. It's something UMass Boston should be and can be very proud about.
We're back here in the press box of Monin Park, a victorious press box after the Beacons win a run-ruled shortened game, 10-0. That game goes final in 7 innings. It was a big first and second inning that set the table for the Beacons win. 9 runs scored in those 2 innings, including 7 runs in the bottom of the second inning. We'll take a quick run through the scoring summary right now. The Beacons got the scoring started on a ground out. 2 runners on. The first of 2 unearned runs in the first inning after Luke Levitt got a run brought across on an RBI ground out. Steve Brookwell scored. Then Gianni Zerilli singled after Levitt, scoring Aiden Blake, bringing the score to 2-0 Beacons. Zerilli was then thrown out, trying to stretch that single into a double. All right, get ready. This is the second inning. It's where the Beacons scored 7 runs, and it just went hit after hit after hit. Kevin Carrera got the inning started with a walk, and then Craig Corliss doubled to the wall and left, scoring Carrera, making it 3-0. Ethan Herrera then doubled on a sharp line drive down the left field line. That scored Craig Corliss easily. Then, with 2 runners on, Steve Brookwell hit a single to center field. It scored Ethan Herrera and R.J. Menard. Next batter, Drew Metzdorf, tripled to center field over the head of the center fielder. It scored Steve Brookwell. Next batter, Aiden Blake, tripled to right center field. It scored Drew Metzdorf. And then Gianni Zerilli capped the second inning with a sacrifice fly. Not quite as fun, but a nice sac fly to center that brought in Aiden Blake, made it 9-0. Then really no offense, because once the starting pitcher Brendan Muse was pulled, his replacement Patrick McKeegan really found his role in the bullpen for the Owls. The only other run, the only other blemish on the record for Keene State was the first collegiate home run from R.J. Menard, an absolute laser beam to deep dead center field. That made it 10-0, and that was all the runs that this game scored. The winning pitcher, Alex Amalfi, who struck out 11, hit 2, walked 1, and just allowed 1 hit in 6 innings. He moves to 6-2 on the season. Brendan Muse takes the loss. He moves to 2-3 on the year after allowing 9 runs, 7 of them earned in just 2 innings of work. And as we mentioned, the 1 home run hit today, the first collegiate home run hit by freshman R.J. Menard. So that was a fun game number 1. Let's see what game number 2 has in store for us. Game number 2 going to start in about 25 minutes, and so we will return our coverage in about 20. Stick with us here. We will be here on the Beacons Broadcasting Network. Beacons win game number 1, 10-0. We'll be back with game number 2 between the Beacons and Owls in about 20 here from Monin Park on the Beacons Broadcasting Network.